everyone, alongside Milos, Sarcev, I'm Siddique, Farooqi, welcoming you to RXMuscle's continuing coverage of the 2019 Mr. Olympia weekend. 212 women's physique, fitness, and figure prejudging just letting out minutes ago. Milos 212, and we talked about this coming into the weekend. An up for grabs division going for Flex Lewis's vacated title. Kamal Elgargni, Shaun Clarida, and Derek Lunsford, the final three. What did you make of prejudging in the 212?
Yes, those are the top three definitely, and in whichever particular order. But let's look like this. There's 212 open, Flex Lewis vacated the title. So all these guys are supposed to be grinding, being at their absolute best. So you have guys like maybe Ahmed Ashkanani, who was one of the favorites, showing, in less than desirable form, just to say the least. So he's not going to be the top three guy that could be legitimately fighting for a title. Now, Derek Lunsford, the biggest favorite, probably the best shape, structure, X-frame, V-taper, also came not so conditioned. I know that maybe he's not going to agree, but I have to talk the truth. Conditioning was not there. Is this going to be enough for him to take over guys like Kamal? And Shaun will see what the judges are going to be deciding. But Shaun Clarida and Kamal were in a very, very good condition, ready for this stage. Kamal initially maybe was not the top runner, but after the first comparison, especially when they bring him second and third time, was taking over and was more apparent that he is leading after the prejudging. Shaun Clarida, a little dynamite. I talked to him backstage. He reminds me of Flex Wheeler back in 1993. And even Flex was a little narrow. So the only poses that Shaun is losing will be back double biceps and back lat spread, where Kamal and Derek is overwhelming him. But definitely top three in Shaun, Kamal, and Derek. I see after the prejudging, Kamal is leading. I would give Shaun second and Derek third, because Derek was just not conditioned enough. Could Derek improve by tonight and maybe showed up a little bit drier? Yeah, because there are different aspects of conditioning. First, you have to be lean enough, right? Then you have to be dry enough. So he was fairly lean, but not dry enough. Even his trademark ab shots that you can see 4 weeks out leading into the show, Derek has a perfect abs. Abs were washed out on the stage. So that was very surprising. Legs were not there.
What do you think of his back?
Back double biceps is tremendous. I mean, interesting, he had striated glutes, very good hamstring glute tie-in. So back double biceps always look good on Derek. But interestingly enough, Kamal was beating him by the end of the show on the back double biceps.
Well, rounding out the top six, or figure top six in the first call out, it was Hide Yamagishi, Sami Al-Haddad, and Ahmed Ashkanani, of course, who you mentioned, who you didn't think came in at his best. But again, focusing on Kamal Elgargni, because I was reading some of the comments, Dave Palumbo saying it was a dominant prejudging. It seemed, for Kamal, it seemed as if he came on stronger and stronger as prejudging went on.
Yes, that's exactly. I said in the first comparison, I even have a picture here, I'm sure you said, back double biceps in the first comparison, Derek beat him. By the end, every single time they turned around and hit that pose, Kamal was beating Derek. And unfortunately, Shaun was just not wide enough to be matched. Otherwise, he would be definitely matched because condition was there. Now, as you mentioned, the other guys, I must say, Hidetari Yamagishi is my longtime, friend. And I think that when they step on the stage, Hida was the driest guy on the stage. And he has that conditioning about him. He was just a little bit fading and didn't have enough maybe muscle fullness to be compared to the top three guys. So I don't know about his pricing. Ahmed Ashkanani, as I said, I have nothing against the guy. He's the nicest guy.
But speaking as an analyst.
Yeah, as an analyst, I would say, this is Mr. Olympia. That's when you put everything to show up on the stage at your best ever. And this was 3 weeks out condition, if you ask me.
Well, let me ask you, Milos, because so much was made of this 212 class, especially with no more Flex Lewis, who for so many years came in and it was Flex Lewis and everybody else fighting for second. Now, obviously, he was pushed a couple of years, but nonetheless, a wide open field. What did you think of the competition at the top and sort of that drive with about 4 or 5 competitors knowing they have a shot at that title?
You see, there was 22 competitors, right? And decent level of guys that were in decent shape. But again, I'm saying you are already IBB professional. Then you make it to the Olympia. Olympia level has to be Olympia level. So everybody should be at their absolute best, absolute driest, absolute fullness. You know, so many guys miss their peak. I didn't mention Sami Al-Haddad was very, very good.
Yeah.
And I think he is in top running, might be even fourth.
Sure.
Eduardo Correa was his usual self, very sliced, diced in shape. You know, where he's gonna flare, I don't know. But as far as top three, is definite, and I would not put my money right now on Kamal winning for sure, because feeling is that they want Derek to win, you know, but Kamal really finished the prejudging as the winner in my book.
Well, let me ask you this, given that we're going to go by the assumption that this title is going to come down to between Kamal and Derek.
Yes.
What does Kamal have to do? What does Derek have to do tonight in the finals?
Let's say Kamal just had to, you know, keep, I'm sure that Chris is doing this, keeping him the way it is, maybe dry out just a bit. For Derek, he needs to dry out considerably. So he has all the size, he has all the width, you know, so he's already beating Kamal on width and V-taper and X-frame. So he needs to get that, you know, dryness. So whatever needs to be done in the next 5 hours, him and his coach should be focusing on that one. Yeah.
It's funny because as soon as prejudging ended, Milos and I were looking around because Chris Aceto was supposed to be part of this wrap-up, and Milos was like, he's probably not here. We called Chris, and he was already at his hotel.
Yeah, of course, and I actually had to text the message to Chris, congratulations on another Olympia title. I really think that it's going to be a surprise for me if Derek considerably improve. So, you know, we are still realistic. It's 6 hours until the finals, and I think that Kamal is going into the finals as Mr. Olympia 212 2019.
So, again, that's the storyline right now. It seems apparent that the 212 Olympia title, the vacated 212 Olympia title, will come down to between Kamal Elgargni and Derek Lunsford. Should be an exciting, exciting final tonight.
Yes, that's it. I would still say that maybe some judges saw Shaun Clarida as a potential threat, because don't, you know, forget, he's like Flex Wheeler lookalike.
Right.
Conditioning was superb, separation was beautiful, muscle fullness around us was there. The only downfall for him was that the back double biceps and width. But then again, Flex Wheeler, 1993, probably the best physique that ever stepped on the stage, was narrow, and they still gave him victories over the, you know, big guys. So we'll see what judges are gonna look for. But for RXMuscle and myself and Siddique, we do believe there's gonna be a battle between Derek and Kamal, with Kamal probably leading after the prejudging.
So it all goes down tonight at the Orleans Arena finals of the 212 Olympia. Somebody will be the new 212 Olympia champion.